Welcome back to The Loft, and if you think that the sweetness is over, we still got a goodie waiting for you. Now, this brings back so many childhood memories, wouldn't you agree?
Well, I thought you were talking sweetness via me, but yeah, the childhood memories are also sweet.
Oh boy, well, let's get into the cooking then. No matter how old we are, we all have fond memories of those school cake bake sales. And the one sweet treat that stands out above the rest is most definitely fudge. So today, we're taking a bite out of our childhood memories by creating a quick and easy caramel fudge recipe that will certainly satisfy your sweet tooth. Give me more, chef.
Oh, well, I mean, it is one of those things that is, sickly sweet, but you just absolutely love it. And once you've had one bite, you just want some more, and it just keeps on going. But yeah, I think we have lots of wonderful memories, certainly as kids, that little packet, like, I'm going to eat the whole packet, and you don't even get halfway, and then it's like, oh my goodness.
What was I thinking?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And, fudge is one of those things that's so simple, quick and easy in terms of ingredients. So I've got some sugar, condensed milk. Usually this actually should, just go and sit in front of the TV and have a spoon and just eat that on itself.
Yeah, talk about childhood memory.
Absolutely, exactly. And then some golden syrup as well. So those are the ingredients there. And then I believe you need to help me out as well.
Yes, it does need, I know that with fudge, it does need some sort of a fat component to that. And we're going to be using our RAMA here, because it adds that richness to it. It just, enriches the actual fudge itself. So I'm going to add some spoonfuls in there. If you want the exact quantity, go into afternoonexpress.co.za. But yeah, we start off with the fat content and then we add all the other ingredients. And as we were talking, Palasa, about those fond memories, you remind me of when we were back in school and we constantly either had to remind my mom the night before that, Mommy, there's a bake sale tomorrow. And that time shops are closed and you're thinking to yourself, how am I going to... Because you have to.
How am I going to pull it off?
How am I going to pull it off? And I think fudge is the simplest thing to think of. You could just, like you've got all these ingredients at home.
Yeah.
Or some of us here would have to try and bake, and no comment with the things that I made. My mom used to call them rocks of ages.
Rocks of ages. Oh, Jimmy. Well, as long as you've come a long way and you've learned, I think it's half the fun of it, though. That's childhood memories.
Yeah. We've already got some pre-made fudge here that we made a little earlier, and we're just going to go ahead and decorate whilst we reminisce. I want to use some of the syrup just to add that, stickiness, I suppose, to my fudge. I'm going to go in with my finger because this is my fudge piece anyway.
But
I'm telling you. But, Chef, what I like about fudge is that it's that indulgent, decadent treat that anyone can enjoy at home. But at the end of the day, it's also a good courier for some amazing flavors. Growing up, I only used to enjoy caramel fudge. But how else can we mix-match our fudge? Could I add chili?
Absolutely. Well, there's lots of flavors that you can add into here. So what we're first going to do now is we're actually going to dissolve the sugar. It's very important to dissolve that sugar. And then in essence, and to cut a very long chemical process that's all happening in here, we actually want to recrystallize the actual sugar content, which starts to give us the structure and that sort of, that granular texture that you get, but with the emulsification of the fat and the condensed milk and the golden syrup. So what we got here is we're going to bring this up to a boil now. It's going to take about 12 to 14 minutes until you get that agitated state again before we then pour it into here. But yes, you can start popping a little bit of chili in here, warm spices, cinnamon, nutmeg. You could, pop into here. Salt.
Oh, like a salted caramel.
You could do in essence, that's exactly what we're doing. We're caramelizing everything here. So imagine putting the salt into that, or little sea salt flakes on the top. So when we actually pour it into here, you have the opportunity to put things on top so everything all sticks in properly. One of my memories of fudge is having Turkish Delight pockets tucked in, which are beautiful. So you get this real sort of saltiness, and then you get this sort of real sort of jelly kind of sort of texture coming through, this real perfume of that rose flavor coming through. What do you have, Jimmy? What do you sort of remember? Did I take you back?
You just took me back, because whenever I think of stuff like Turkish Delight and the fact that you could actually infuse it into anything, my mom used to love buying me stuff like that, and even though she knew that I had a sweet tooth, one of the few things that took a while for me to get into was stuff like Turkish Delight, and even fudge. At first, it was kind of like I didn't understand it, and then I started having enough of it, and I was like, now I get it, But Bali, we keep talking about how I have a sweet tooth and you don't, but I think fudge is probably one of the few things that you can tolerate, but in small quantities.
Small quantities. I can legitimately, and I'm not lying to you, growing up, I used to buy a block of fudge during first break. That would easily last me the entire week. Don't judge, but a block of fudge would easily last me. Why am I eating so much? I used used to believe that small treats of indulgence is what it's all about. But I had this cousin, shout out to you, Onke, she's my cousin's sister. She used to always, I would never find that fudge at the end of the week because she was the fudge queen. She would whip up her own fudge in 15 minutes, honey, let me tell you something. And she used to enjoy it. And it really does. I mean, whipping it up like this definitely reminds me of her, reminds me of all of those school bake sales that we used to enjoy. And I love the fact that we can play with flavor, as Charter said.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I think the beauty of something like this. You've got a solid foundation to work from. You know it's going to be sweet. You know it's going to have that sort of granular texture coming through. But then you can just have pops of colour, pops of flavour. You know, it's summer, all those sort of, you know, memories that you want to do. You know, or you could play a few little pranks and things, you know. Popping candy as well also nestles. So imagine now that, you know, you get that little bite and it just sort of goes off. I mean, you know, it's a memory. It's a childhood memory we all have ultimately.
Somehow I feel like our children, when they grow up, their childhood memories with food will be completely different if we're whipping it up the same way Chart does. Now, don't forget, RAMA is giving away another grocery voucher to the value of 800 Rand. To stand a chance of winning this week's competition, tell us what your favorite sweet treat is on the Afternoon Express Show Facebook or Twitter pages using that hashtag RAMA Taste the Love. This week's competition closes at midday on Monday, the 15th of November. And remember, every person that has entered and continues to enter these weekly competitions with RAMA will go into the final draw for an amazing grand prize of a 5,000 Rand travel voucher so that you can reunite with your loved ones wherever they are in South Africa. T's and C's do apply for both of these giveaways and can be found on afternoonexpress.co.za.
Wherever food is made with love, you'll find RAMA. Taste the love.